make the announcements. Bam. And bam. Hello, David. What is up, man? I feel like you are always the first one in the chat. Welcome. We're going to give everyone a couple minutes to file in, and then we're going to get rolling because the algorithmic model gods have blessed us with more new releases right before the stream this week. So
always happens.
And I think we're not done. I've been hearing there's going to be more shipments models before Christmas.
Fabian, when do you think Google is going to drop VO4? I think they're going to do it before New Year's to one up OpenAI again, since they just came out with it. But
no comment.
No
comment. But this, I mean, I think like based on what I've heard, there's going to be lots more models, or like a few more. We've had so many already. Like this past quarter has been insane, and it's relentless.
All the better for us. And wait, is it Einsoft, AI Ensoft? I have a quarrel with the glyph that you made earlier. That was the the roasting glyph was so mean to the thumbnail, bro.
Oh, you gotta show that. What is that?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up real quick. I think it was in Share Your Glyphs. Yes, it was.
Oh yes, I saw that one.
Yeah, wait, I'm gonna pull this up on the screen real quick because this was super funny. So, so he made a glyph that roasts whatever image you gave it using Nano Banana Pro, I'm guessing, and it absolutely roasted the thumbnail for the stream.
Jeez.
Even they know it's
even
garbage. Why? Sad, lol.
Cringe fest.
The little poop emoji that's pointing at the glyph logo. That's
yeah. New techniques for wasting time. Save yourself. No one asked for this. Oh my goodness. I thought that was pretty good.
You should share the link to the workflow.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab that real quick. I'm gonna put it in the chat so you guys can use this glyph to go and roast yourselves. Boom. The link is in the chat for anyone that would like to try that out. Okay, cool. All blame goes to Google. Yeah, we'll chalk that up to their bill. All right, so guys, we're gonna get rolling because there are already a good handful of people in here. So guys, welcome to this week's AI Slop review with the Glif Crew. I am jboogx.creative. We got Enigmatic E, and we got our fearless leader Fabian joining us this week, while Angry Penguin is out on a little winter vacation. Man, so last week, if you guys were here, we deep dived into the contact sheets, and that was a lot of fun. And I feel like we really showed off a lot of where the agents really shine. This week, we have new model releases. So we have GPT 1.5. Fabian, what else we got?
We have a new lip sync model I want to show called Creatify, which I really like.
So GPT 1.5, Creatify, and I think a lot of this is going to be us kind of putting GPT 1.5 and Nano Banana through their paces against one another. So we have an agent here, and I'm going to share the link to this agent in the chat with you guys if you would like to, use it or run your own test while we're doing this, this agent has access to both Nano Banana Pro as well as GPT Image 1.5. Just keep in mind that GPT 1.5, every now and then it goes a little slow, but that is a open AI API thing, not a Glif thing. But yeah, what type of test should we throw at this and get started with?
Maybe the chat has an idea.
Yeah, what do you guys want to see? What are you guys the most curious about, whether or not GPT can do better than Nano Banana Pro? Because I have definitely ran a bunch of my own tests and I have my own opinions so far, but I would like to keep those reserved until we run some tests here.
I mean, you know, we could try. I'm quite curious because I missed last week's contact sheet prompting, and I would love to see the GPT 1.5 contact sheet versus the Nano Banana one.
Yeah.
That would be a good test. So, okay.
Dicky Hamster is asking, does GPT... Sorry, that's their name. That is their name. There's nothing wrong with the name. Dicky Hamster. Dicky Hamster is asking, does GPT always produce the grain in text to image? And my answer would be sort of, yes. It's one of the kind of downsides that we can talk about today. I've definitely seen like some really weird grain on the text to image stuff that it does. It's different to the first version of their image model, which had this kind of like famously annoying yellow tint. There's still a hint of that tint in the new one, but it's gotten better. But there is some really weird grainy stuff going on sometimes. Like it's not like a type of grain that I've seen anywhere else. And in fact, I would probably say it might be a type of grain that at some point is going to be nostalgically looked back to. And kind of like, oh, remember those old image models? They had this kind of like weird grain. So what we find annoying now, we might find nostalgically appealing in the future.
Yeah. David is asking, close-up face realism is always important test. I wonder if we can do a test of like skin. I don't know if we can even see it in the stream, but like skin texture, if it's like how realistic the skin looks for each one of them.
Yeah. So I do think, let's see, we need a up close image of someone. So I have it generating a contact sheet for this image right now. However, I do want to give it an even playing field. So while this one is a very simple prompt, I'm going to open up a separate chat, and I'm going to, with the same image, give it a prompt that is much more detailed and similar to the prompt that we would actually give the contact sheet agent behind the scene, which I have that prompt generating right now. So we'll see how it does between the simplicity and this massive wall of text prompt, because the prompts that the contact sheet agent are making are very, very long behind the scene in the agent.
Right. You know what I could do while you're doing that? I could turn the contact sheet stuff into a skill that this other agent can learn on demand.
Ooh.
Let me try and do that real quick.
That would be sick.
Can you send me the link to the contact sheet agent?
Yes. I'm going to grab that right now. Boom, boom. And I'm going to drop that into the Discord, Fabian. Boom.
Thank you.
And okay, so we got the first, while he's doing that, we got the first contact sheet back. And this was from a very simple prompt basically just asking it for a 2x3 multi-angle contact sheet, keeping the environment the same and the model the same. Now, right off the bat, what I kind of see here, just like, I don't know if you guys can see it, but looking at the images right up close next to the screen, I can already tell you that the actual image quality that we get from the Nano Banana contact sheets are higher in the squares.
So this is GPT, right?
This is GPT.
Okay.
However, this is what it did using the prompt that the agent would have given it.
Yeah.
So
way more interesting angles.
And these images also are way higher quality than the one from the basic prompt. Like looking up close, this looks similar to what we would get out of Nano Banana. So one, it followed the prompt perfectly for the contact sheet. Two, the quality is really good. And three, like I think this is like, there's nothing here that I dislike.
Really good.
Yeah. And I do think, oh no, go on.
I also just gave this agent a learn skill. If you tell it like learn the skill, like learn how to do contact sheet prompting, then it's going to sort of load that dynamically into its context window. And so you don't have to paste that every time. But this is really good. That was the one, sorry, I missed the first part. That was the one it did without any specific instructions, right?
This was the one it
Yes.
did just based off of like a very simple prompt.
Yes. Not good.
Very not good, but
yeah. Like a year ago, we would have said, wow.
Okay, so wait, so explain to me one more time with the skill.
So this is a cool new hack where basically it works a bit like how Claude skills are working, where I've taken the instructions of your contact sheet prompting agent and turned them into a workflow that injects a thought to any agent that has all the instructions in there. So if you tell the agent that has this skill equipped to learn contact sheet prompting, it's just going to learn it and then it can apply it in that session. It's like basically a shortcut to you pasting it.
Okay, so if I give it another image and I would tell it learn contact sheet prompting.
Yeah, you could say now basically write something like, hey, can you learn contact sheet prompting first and then do this again?
Okay.
But you could also give it the image already.
Hey, can you learn contact sheet prompting first and then try this again, except with this image?
So Wildvertiser in chat says, apropos contact sheets, I just read from a very good filmmaker that Nano Banana deals better with a 4-stack sheet, images on top of each other, than 3x3 sheets in terms of consistency. I don't know that I understand what this means. What's a 4-stack sheet? Images on top of each other.
So I think rather than like the kind of like 16:9 contact sheets that we've been doing, I think he's talking more of a vertical where the images are.
Oh, right. Yeah, I was thinking too complicated.
It asked, so it said it learned the skill. It asked me if I want the detailed shot list before I generate it. I'm going to tell it, nah, just make it.
So when it learns the skill, it just for this session it will
apply it? It'll only work for that session. So like the context here is in sort of context management of the agent. Now, because the idea is if you have an agent that like this one is kind of like specialized in doing all sorts of stuff with GPT 1.5 and Nano Banana, and then you have this like giant prompt that is all about how it can do contact sheet prompting. You don't want that to sort of clutter its context window, which is limited every single time. So because most of the sessions you may not be doing contact sheets, But if you have a session where you want to do contact sheets, it can load all that knowledge dynamically into its kind of like current context and then work with it. It's the same principle that Entropic is applying with the very cleverly done Claude skills, which work in the same way.
Oh, it's interesting.
So
That's
in a world where LLMs have, like, I don't know, infinite or close to infinite or much larger context windows, like right now you'll have, like, they have different types of like, they can only like load a limited number of tokens into the context. In a world where that's not the case, you could just like give it everything, right? But we don't live in that world yet, so we need to do some clever hacks around how you load stuff into context, and that's one of them.
So after it loaded the skill, it actually used Nano Banana Pro to make that contact sheet. So now I'm asking it to do it with GPT 1.5 instead.
That does make sense, because the skill it kind of like learned is referencing Nano Banana Pro,
Yeah,
right?
because it's like an instruction, right? Like
Yes,
that was
it's
used.
all about context.
That's really cool though, because then that kind of like is that something brand new that we just added, with like the ability to kind of like have the agents load the other like larger skills or workflows, because it's essentially loading a whole other system prompt from another agent.
Pretty much, yeah. It's not new, because I mean Glif is so composable that there are like thousands of these things that you can do that you just have to discover, and that's one of them, where basically it's you take this kind of prompt and put it into a workflow, and then it's loading that through the workflow.
Got it. Yeah, that's
It's all
super
just
cool.
words. It's all just natural language. It's all just spells.
So I think it's working. I don't think we're getting the loading bar, because this is the first time it's running this particular. Oh, there we go.
Can you zoom in a bit? Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's much better.
That's pretty good.
yeah. It's definitely more interesting than the other one was Nano Banana, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you
Yeah.
see?
Can you show the Nano Banana one?
So these two angles are too similar. I'd say these two angles are kind of too similar.
I wonder if it's just random or if it like naturally just gives you way better angles.
Yeah, these I really like, and it did really great with the character consistency.
Oh yeah, that too.
And I'm not seeing any sort of grain, and I'm not seeing any sort of yellow tint, which is good.
Right.
I mean, there's not a lot of yellow in this image to begin with, so maybe that is just a image to image sort of thing where you're spared of the yellow tint. But I have seen it in the text to image. For sure.
Looking at it right on the screen, there's nothing about this that kind of like screams GPT image to me.
Can you try the following? We're going to give it like a really hard task, but we have Claude 4.5 running the show here, so I think it'll do well.
All right,
Tell it to replicate both of these with the text to image versions of both Nano Banana Pro and GPT image.
Okay.
So it must not use the image, but just the text to image one.
Okay. Replicate both versions of this, the Nano Banana Pro and the GPT 1.5 images that you made, except do it via text to image. You cannot use the images that you generated.
Ooh, yeah, that's going to be interesting.
And you can use the same prompt for both, because otherwise it might get confused and sort of think, oh, if you want me to replicate the images I already did.
And I should tell it not to use the reference image, right?
I think you basically told it what it needs to know.
Okay. All right. Boom.
Is that something that like So sometimes the agents, when they have like lots of tools, they get a little confused, right? And so every once in a while, instead of using one of the image to image workflows, they will use the text to image ones. And I've
Mhm.
been extremely surprised about how well, in particular, Claude is prompting these models, because oftentimes, like, it looks almost as if it did image to image, because it just like analyzed the image so well and then turned that into sort of text space and into words, and
Yeah,
then it gets interpreted by Nana Banana or GPT image in just the right way. And I'm kind of like looking at it, I'm like, it's like,
it's
wow, how
close.
did you do that? Yeah, so I'm curious how it's going to do the contact sheets.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had that happen to me a few times too, where it ends up doing text to image, and I'm like, okay, that was actually not too bad, but
Yeah,
still, like, it's missing the little bit of
of
the
course,
likeness.
of
But
course. Like, it's
yeah,
not going to be perfect, but it's
yeah,
still surprisingly good sometimes. So I'm very
right,
curious how these will turn out.
Yeah, this is going to be super interesting to see how different they are with the exact same text prompt.
yeah. Because that's a
One,
thing too, right? It's not just the image, but how it interprets the prompt into
Mhm.
the generation.
Yeah, so what I've kind of seen when I was testing it yesterday is that when it comes to like trying to get real gritty photorealism, I still think Nano Banana has a bit of an edge, but we can do some tests in that regard. But I do think that GPT, when you're doing text to image, can create some really nice stylized things that have more realistic textures than they previously did.
yeah.
Elena 777 is asking about a format. Um,
That's an interesting one. Can you send us a message on Discord? Because they should be storing, you should be able to get them as PNG, and that should be the sort of standard format.
yeah,
And so if you can send a message on Discord and kind of like tell us what operating system you're on, what browser, and what session you got this other format, that would be super helpful. Because like by and large, they should all be kind of like normal image
I
format.
I will say that I forget what format it is, but if you save it like if you right click on the image without actually opening up the image and you save it, it saves it in a different format that's not PNG. Like
Yeah,
when
if
you
you
actually open and then you save it from there, then yeah,
if you want the full size image, you want to sort of click on the image and then save that one,
yeah.
or use
Or
the download, button. That
yeah,
works
or
too.
there's like a download button that you can click on.
Is what you're seeing here are previews. They're kind of like smaller, so they
Yeah.
load fast. There was another question around that was from Shivan.
Oh
Hello,
my
can you
God.
tell me a good way to stitch AI videos together so that it looks seamless and the cut isn't visible? We have lots of agents that do this really well, and you don't need to sort of stitch them anywhere in CapCut or elsewhere, which can be painful. The agents do it for you. Maybe we can share a few links to these agents. First, let's look at these. Let's look at these images.
So I do want to preface that this original image of the guy, this is very much a guy. This is a man.
I
This
would,
is a man.
I would say this is a very non-binary type of figure,
Yeah.
to be honest.
But it's giving us like
I'm a little hesitant to enlarge the Nano Banana one, but we can look at the GPT one.
Okay, okay.
it would be
This
interesting
is
to see.
this is definitely more sexualized too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Is the
let's
other one even worse?
yes. So
Wow.
which I didn't see that coming based off of what we got here.
I I wonder
Like,
what it did with the prompting. Like, how did it translate it to that?
yeah, do you want to open the tool call and show the prompt? If you just like, yeah, I think it's you can view it better inside of the chat. This
Oh,
is just a
gotcha.
debug view.
Gotcha. Yeah.
This is always a sort of curious question, like especially with these like smart image models. Is it the prompt or did the
So
model and interpret something
it definitely
differently?
said high fashion portrait, close up, white flowing hair resembling rabbit ears, pink lips, metallic gauntlets, black tiger stripes. I'm looking
Pink lips.
for.
So this is so basically the kind of slightly more sexualized, seductive stuff came from Nano Banana and GPT Image. It wasn't Claude.
Yes, it definitely was not Claude. So in that case, what is a good next test for us?
So I will say the thing that I appreciate the most about GPT Image 1.5 is its ability to retain facial likeness. And in my opinion, it's probably the best model for that. I've not done scientific tests on this. So this is purely based off vibes playing with it today. But it did much better on retaining facial likeness than Nano Banana in my testing. And Nano Banana was previously in the pole position on that, in my opinion. So that's the biggest win of this model based on what I've seen. And we know, like Tyler, your face, none of the models can do it because it's so unique. And they all struggle with your face. Let's see
So
if this one can do it.
let's see if it can do it. So I gave it this image of me, which is notoriously difficult for Nano Banana to do anything with that even slightly resembles me. So I'm going to tell it maintaining this subject's facial appearance, put him in a Taco Bell restaurant as a server serving angry customers. Generate this with both Nano Banana Pro and GPT 1.5.
Did you ever
You know,
work in the Taco Bells?
I did not, and for some reason, I think I just want tacos, and that's why that's like the first thing that's been coming to my mind today.
Right.
I think for like an image like this, the model has to do a little bit of interpreting because it is like, well, one, it's like a side view and it's not like a straightforward view, and also you have your hat covering slightly a little bit of part of your eye and your face. So yeah, let's see if it can recreate your face well.
And I've I've realized, because so I saw, if you guys didn't see while we're waiting for this, if you guys did not see our Twitter this morning, Eric made this absolutely insane video showcasing exactly how far you can take the contact sheets, and he's combining it with Juan Animate. And how many images of yourself did you actually give the contact sheet so it really kept your face?
I think I gave it like 2 or 3, but even then, there are times where I'm like, that doesn't really look like me, but I thought that's close enough. Um, yeah,
Yeah, this video is insane.
it would be interesting to do this exact same video, but like this time, try it with GPT to see if it did something different.
Can you, Eric, can you say which agent you used for this? Because that might be relevant to the question asked by Shivan.
Yeah, so here I used that agent right there, the multi-angle fashion shoot agent. I did that for the second portion of the video, and there's actually a tutorial if you guys want to check it out on X. And then for the first part, I used a WAN agent that there's also a link to that. Maybe I can give you the links so that,
Probably the iHollywood one.
yeah, I think iHollywood, you can do it. And I have another one that I use too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, that tutorial, Shivan, has all the links you need for the seamless stitching type of stuff. In fact, you don't need to learn how to do the seamless stitching because that just works. Like things
And
they should just work.
fun fact. So like this is all stuff that we were able to do in Glif.
So good.
You know, like over the past couple months. Like none of this is new, but as the models get better, by proxy, all the stuff we have in place with the agents just kind of gets more powerful too, because when Kling 2.5 came out, there used to be this issue with Kling 2.5 where in the middle of the transition, there would be like this janky frame. That's completely gone with the new model. So now when the agent just automatically stitches these things together, it just comes out perfectly smooth.
Oh, we have Tyler at Taco Bell's.
We have Tyler at Taco Bell. So this is definitely Nano Banana, which that is not me.
You look really sad.
I do look really sad. I would be really sad if this was the reality I was in. And then this is GPT, which objectively, while I will give it the grace because of the angle my face is at in that image, but this looks way more like me than Nano Banana does. And I'm pretty sure if I just gave GPT a normal, straightforward shot of me, it would nail it.
Yeah. And this is also an interesting specimen of the grain situation going on with GPT image. Because if you look at the shirt and the hair of the guys on the outer portions of the image, you can see what I mean. There's this like, I don't know how to describe it. It's grain, but it's like a specific type of grain that I don't know from photography or film. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree looking at it up close. Sorry, go on, Eric.
No, I was just gonna say that it makes it look lower quality in comparison. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in some sense, like, I mean, grain is a good thing, right? Overall, like, I even made comfy UI nodes that add grain to images because it helps, like it makes AI images look much realer sometimes and also more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. And obviously, like, I mean, different film stocks have different type of grain, and people are chasing that aesthetic, right, for a reason. I don't particularly like this GPT grain. There's something odd about it.
What I would say is that
Dicky Hamster says it's a decoder. Do you want to elaborate, Mr. Dicky Hamster?
With what is his avatar, like pancakes? Or what is?
Looking at it up close, it's really noticeable in the grays and in the black areas, and it almost kind of, like, the word that comes to mind when I'm looking at it is it almost makes the image feel like muddy a little.
Yeah. And again, that's typical for grain. Grain, like, often shows up in, I don't know, like if you shoot Kodak Tri-X or something, like you'll get most of the grain in the dark areas and the shadows, which is like so weird that this would also happen with this decoder grain.
But I think I guess the other question would be like, is feeding an image that has this grain into a image to video model like worsen the quality of the video because of the grain? You know what I mean? Because it's not like like pleasant looking grain.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
I would assume so. My typical, like, thinking with the video models is no matter how good your image is, the video model will degrade the quality just a little through, like, the animation process. And obviously the more complicated the image is, the more that happens. We see that a lot with, like, particle effects and magic and stuff like that. So it's ideal to give the highest quality, most detailed image to a video model to, like, retain as much of that as possible before it animates it.
Right. Yeah. There was another question. from Max Flux AI. Is it Kling 01 model for transitions? No, it's not. It's Kling 2.5, even though we also do have 01. But Eric, correct me if I'm wrong. What you've been using for your transitions is 2.5.
Yes, it's 2.5.
Do we wait? I want to draw something.
The image looks like a meme format. It does. Angry Taco Bell customer caption.
Does this have the drawing tool?
Yeah.
This is my new favorite thing that we have on Glif. I swear to God, this is my new favorite thing to play with.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's super fun. Fabian, you want to kind of break this down, since you were the one that made this, right?
Yes, I actually vibe coded it with a Glyph agent. So basically, Glyph agents can run, like they can create and run little companion apps. And we're still looking for a name for these. Right now, they're still called like artifacts, which is like an entropic term, but I don't like it. I don't think it's right. It sounds like way too brainy. It's a companion app, and this one here basically lets you draw stuff or edit some images, basic image editing functionality. You can like drop images there, you can like resize them, you can add text. And it's obviously not Photoshop, but it's not Procreate, but it's pretty decent. And you can just like draw stuff, you can change images, you can kind of like write some text. And then the cool thing is it doesn't have to be perfect, because we now have these models that can make any crappy sketch perfect, or let you work with your sketches. And so you can use it to annotate images, you can use it to do funny stuff like Tyler's doing now. You can arrange different images on this like canvas and then just send it straight into the chat and have the agent work with that source material and all the models it has. So it's really fun.
You know what would be a good test with this is, because I think you mentioned, I think, Fabian, that you can technically circle an area and say remove this, right? You can technically do that with this, like Nano Banana will understand that. Or
Yes. So you can like any of these like annotation tricks, like that'll obviously work just as well as if it would work if you did it in Keynote or Figma or like on a piece of paper and then took a photo of that. It's the same thing. Like, you're just sending in pixel data that you've annotated, and then the model can work with this. I find you have to be like obviously specific with your prompt. So you have to tell it like, hey, the text here is annotations, do not render it, etc. It's because sometimes it'll like not get that. Sometimes it'll like still render the text and turn it into like a poster or whatever. And for annotations, you don't want that.
Yeah, it makes sense, because then sometimes you do want a text there, and it doesn't know that you wrote that with what the intention is that you wrote those.
Exactly. Yeah.
Annotations with.
Yeah. It cannot mind read yet.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I really love that it kind of like, it feels kind of
Jeez.
so like this is obviously a very stupid example, and usually where my mind wanders to first. But the cool thing here is that you guys could literally have Glyph open, and this is usually how like I work. So I'll have Glyph open on the left hand side, and I'll have like Pinterest or just some other reference site open on the right as I'm looking for things and kind of like brainstorming. And you can just copy the image and then come over to the canvas and paste it, and the image just is in your canvas, and you can do whatever you want to it. You don't got to save the image to your desktop. It makes it very kind of like a super fun sketch pad, essentially. And the way that Fabian has it set up to get it back into the chat side is there's this little sparkly generate symbol down here, and you click that, and then you just highlight the portion of that you want to send back to the agent, and then you just type your prompt up here, and it sends the image with the prompt into the agent. And you can see, like, in this prompt, I told it, add a long mustache and pointy beard to this dog, use both GPT 1.5 and Nano Banana Pro. And that is exactly what it did. And it just adds so much flexibility to everything that we can do now.
Yeah, and you could add text now at the top and turn it into a movie poster or whatever, So it's pretty fun and useful. It's just useful, especially with the annotations. There was a useful comment by David Berman. A contrasting color helps, like red on this image for text directions. Yes, that is a great idea. It doesn't hurt to also just tell it, hey, if you see text there, it's probably an annotation. I did not put that into the agent's main instructions because your mileage may vary, right? For some situations, you want the text to be rendered, and it's actually a key aspect that the text is rendered. Like if you're creating an ad with this, or a movie poster, or actually you just want some text to look really freaking cool, then those instructions would kind of counter that use case.
So let's give them a little test here. So we're going to include the drawing canvas in this. So I'm going to put both of these images on the canvas here, and I'm going to pull this image to, there's not a way to change the layering, huh?
No, there is. Down there, yes. This should let you change the layering. Oh no, that's duplicating it. There should be.
Got it.
Yes.
Boom. Perfect. Okay. Amazing. So I'm going to take this image of this model, and I'm going to put this right here next to him. And I'm going to make an arrow that will be red, going from the texture to the jacket. And cool. Now we're going to take the whole image, and we are going to tell it, regenerate the image of this fashion model, but apply the fuzzy Louis Vuitton texture that you see in the photo in the bottom left corner onto the model's jacket. Use both Nano Banana Pro and GPT 1.5. Do not include the red arrow. The red arrow is just an annotation.
I wonder if you can just give it like an instruction that whatever annotation or drawing that's in red.
Yes, that's clever. That's a good idea. But then you have to tell the user that they have to use. It's no free lunch.
Yeah.
But this is, so I really enjoy seeing like how I can kind of collage images together and where the boundary is of like what it can understand with. So, cause see, like this is now covering a bottom portion of him. So will it regenerate that when it applies this to it and makes the new image? We'll see. Hey.
Whoa.
So this is Nano Banana.
This is Nano Banana.
Oh, that's nice.
And
very
that
cool.
Is like perfect compared to the texture that I gave it.
Jeez.
And
yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
And we're like gripe number 2 that I have with the GPT image model.
Oh, yeah.
And like I don't understand why they would do such a thing, but and you can already see it's quantizing the image to be fixed to the 3 resolutions that this model can do. And I don't get it. because like virtually all the other models can do like lots of different resolutions, right? Like I think I think it's Seadream that actually can do like hyper flexible resolutions up to 4K, and that's very useful. And especially like if I'm sending in an image and I'm editing it, I want the exact same resolution out most of the time, or at least like let me specify something very close.
Hmm.
And GPT image does not let you do that, so it only has square, then like some portrait mode, and then one vertical mode, and that's it.
I will say that looking at these, Nano Banana nailed the texture more accurately to what it actually is in the reference here. If we kind of like zoom in and look at that, it's more fine. GPT made it more kind of like fluffy,
Fluffy.
Yeah.
and the overall quality of this image when I blow it up is significantly lower than this one.
I agree.
I wonder what the resolution is for the GPT images,
Let's
because I know that the one for Nano is like 2K.
The GPT ones, I think they
it,
max out at 1,500 something.
so this image is 1024 by 1024.
Mm.
And the Nano Banana is
Could you try like tell it to do the GPT version again, but make it like portrait, iPhone mode, whatever? It'll know to use the other resolution. Because maybe that's kind of also partially on Claude for doing, because that looks like square. Is it square?
it's a square, yeah.
Yeah.
But man, having the canvas in the agent is so useful, and especially like I love how you can essentially zoom out and kind of cram as much into your quote unquote image as you want, and then just select the entire portion that you did everything in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really useful.
It just helps so that you don't have to go into like an external editing software like Photoshop or something. You just do it all inside the agent, which is way more efficient.
Yes, and it's kind of like Photoshop, I feel, is overkill anyway when you have like,
Yeah.
these models right next to you, because most of the time like it doesn't have to be kind of like a perfect input image.
Yeah. Or if you want to just sketch something really quick, really easy, you don't want to have to like
Yeah.
open up, have Photoshop load up, wait whatever time it takes, and then export it after that. It's
Yeah.
like,
And that one works on phone too. So if you open this agent on a phone, you'll just have a little button where you can open this companion app and just like do your drawing and then do your thing, go back to the agent real quick.
So now we got to take it one step further here, and we need to pull in the Glyph logo.
oh, that's a
Or
good test. It wasn't working on that car last time, remember?
Yep,
Last time.
Fabian, did you know that Nano Banana hates our logo design?
really, I've had it do like lots of cool things with that logo.
I've
I
had luck
mean,
with it.
I saw the thing you tried with the car that like didn't work so well. Might also depend on the size of it.
Okay,
Yes,
so
Jamie, mini apps are so back, especially ones that you can just make yourself real quick. But then the good ones should be reusable.
so it made it 9 by 16, but it didn't like it cut him
It's
off right there.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's still, the resolution is just like not where it needs to be
It's
for like a
his
professional use. You could now upscale this with Seadream or Nano Banana, but
Yeah.
like then I'm gonna use Nano Banana straight away.
okay,
Well,
so let's
I guess you can create a workflow where if you're trying to really get the likeness, You use
Mhm.
GPT and then you upscale it on Nano, but then it's just like,
And that's exactly what I would sort of use it for,
mm,
is to get the likeness and kind of like, if I and that's very powerful, right? It's
yeah.
extremely useful and powerful to be able to retain facial consistency across frames, across scenes. Um, and so I'm really glad to have this model now because it can just do it. But then you'd still like need to have an upscale pass with some other model right after, and like a path, another sort of step that fixes the grain situation. I will say we're lucky today with this stream with respect to the inference time for both of these, because Nano Banana has had like some GPU shortage situation going on the last 2 days. So it was quite slow everywhere. And if I understand you correctly, Tyler, GPT image was quite slow as well um, for an hour or so just before the stream.
When we were testing it right before the stream, it was
Right.
so slow, and we've been really lucky for this entire time.
Yeah, no, it's quite snappy. They're both not fast models, right? Like they're nowhere near something like Z image or the first Nano Banana.
Mm.
When we sit here and we kind of complain about the inference times for these new models, I try to take myself back to my stable diffusion
Yeah.
XL days or SD 1.5 days on like my 3090 and what my waiting times for everything were back then, and I just try to be grateful.
Yeah, yeah. And you could run these now on a sort of millisecond scale, basically, right? But you don't want to. I
You just,
mean, I don't know. Maybe there's going to be a renaissance, Stable Diffusion 1.5 renaissance, because we're all getting nostalgic about hands with 7 fingers, that sort of stuff.
that will be real art in the
Do
future.
Yeah.
you okay, do you oh, oh, oh,
Okay. Let's
okay.
see.
Which one?
Did they both get it
So
right?
they both got it right, it would seem.
Okay.
This is
I have to look at the second one. They both popped out at like the exact same time.
You do you used to have the image of the car? Because I feel like we almost have to test the car, man.
Okay, so let's do that right after. So this first one is GPT, and I can
mm,
tell because of the quality on his skin,
Mm.
because the bottom one is so much sharper.
Nick Ferrante is asking, do you guys have an agent who works with CDream 4 or 4.5 that you can use in general? Yes, there is a
We
CDream
do.
agent that's
Right.
specialized in CDream. It's down there. I actually need to upgrade that one to 4.5, but that one will just let you chat with CDream.
Oh,
And
wait, I actually here. Wait, I'll give you the link to the one that I made. I made one when C Dream 4.5 came out. Right here, C Dream 4.5 Studio, which is basically a copy of yours, Fabian. I just updated it. So,
nice.
Nick, there is that agent for you.
And for good measure, Tyler, you could just throw in Kling 2.5 and the kind of like stitching suite of tools. So that'll then be the perfect agent for Nick.
I think I might. Yeah, it has Cling 2.5, and it has
Perfect.
it should have the stitching already too.
Perfect.
Nice.
Boom. So yeah, let's kind of end this with that car test, because that was the bane of our stream last week.
I wonder how if GPT will actually be the winner this time with that one.
Yeah, let's see. So I got the car. Boom.
There you go.
And let's just do Or actually, should we do both logos and try to run it back, or should we just do the Glif logo?
Let's try to just do the Glif logo. Maybe make it bigger, I guess, on the car.
All right, so I'm gonna put the Glif logo up here, and we're gonna use the red arrow. Tell it on the hood, and another arrow on the side.
Yes.
Nick's asking, do a lot of your agents work interchangeably? Does that make sense? Yes, that makes a lot of sense, Nick, the question. But I don't think I have an answer that makes a lot of sense. So we want to make it so that the agents can call on each other, basically. And so essentially, any agent can be any other agent's sub-agent, if that makes sense. And so if like an agent knows, well, they're asking me now to add some music to this sick video I made, I'm going to bring in this like music expert agent, and that one's going to help us make the perfect music for it, because I don't have all the tools and knowledge. And so that's how it's most likely going to work, and that's definitely something I want to enable. Now that I reread your question, you may have meant that differently, but let me know. Yes, Eileen Nat 777. There's lots of stuff possible, and honestly, we're only getting started with this, so stay tuned.
All right, let's see. Oh no, damn, I forgot to tell it to use both. Maybe I'll just do it.
I think it might be smart about it, because you've been asking it to use both that entire time. So Claude is clever like that.
Watch
The draw,
get it right.
right when it couldn't last week. Oh yeah, it's using both models. So that's part of the like updating the memory of the conversation, right?
Yeah, it's just that like in that convo, you've always asked it to do both. And this is just part of like a model being intelligent, that it'll understand that you most likely also wanted to do both now, because you didn't kind of like, tell it otherwise. And it's not a given, because like there's definitely LLMs that will look at their instructions, and in the instructions in the main system prompt, it says like use GPT image. And so they kind of like disregard what happened before, even though they still have that in their context. But Claude is not like that, which is why we use Claude.
Okay, so
Okay, we got one.
Banana is the logo.
Better. Look at it got the black bar out of it, didn't just do the logo.
It
Yes,
added.
that is why I made the sound.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It's better.
that's GPT.
Yeah,
That's GPT.
So
it's like I feel that like a designer will get a stroke looking at this, because it didn't like center the logo. Like if you look at the sort of front part,
Yeah.
it's kind of, it's like, I don't know. Can you show where you put the arrow? Maybe it like went super literal.
No, it didn't. It didn't.
It did, no, but it did just go super literal on it, because your arrow is also not centered. So it's kind of like
kind of
human
the-
wanted it. Human boss wanted it there. Like, I better put it there.
Oh, okay.
But that's like one of these funny situations, right? Like, what do you actually want? Like, I think in the image, I would say, like, if you gave this to a human and they did it like that, you'd be like, why? No, obviously I want it centered.
So Fabian, when these generating when each model is generating, it's automatically using the same prompt, right? Because I know it's creating a prompt, right?
Yeah, it's using the same prompt.
Okay.
I'd be like, I mean, so I'd be surprised if it used a different prompt. I think like there's a situation in which it would use a different prompt, and that is so both of these are tool calls for the agent. And obviously, the way Glyph tools are set up is you can provide lots of context for each tool inside of the tool itself, and that gets seen by the agent. And so if we had like specific instructions in GPT image inside of the tool that said, like, it's basically a little manual that the agent is reading before it's using it. And so if we put something in there, never use the word car or always use JSON prompting when you do that, then it would prompt that differently. But all else being equal, it's going to use the same prompt, because why would it come up with a new one?
I'm trying one more time. I gave it just an extra little tagline because I'm so determined to get our logo onto this car. But all together, like both of these models for me are just massive wins for all of us, because it's like I think about all the time I spent downloading LoRa's and going through model libraries, and some would be amazing and some would be not so great. All right, so Nano Banana.
Oh, that's fast.
And
Nice.
now it's like we can kind of do whatever we want between the power of these two models.
Yeah, it's insane. This is insane. It's really good.
That was Nano Banana, right?
That was Nano Banana.
How is it that it's getting the logo right this time?
I think you just got unlucky. I'd say Nano Banana is much better in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crisp. It's well positioned.
I wonder if it had
This
any...
looks like the GPT one looks like me if I would like spend a night in Photoshop. I'm like, it wouldn't even look like that, to be honest.
Skew. It definitely had a difficult time skewing it onto the perspective of the hood.
I do wonder if the only difference between this test and the last one is that we had the AI Slop review logo on top. I wonder if that somehow affected the results.
Maybe, but we were still just trying to put the Glif logo on the door.
Yeah.
But also, too, we were doing that straight from text prompting last week. We weren't using this. I think having the annotation of the arrows is helping big time.
Yeah.
Definitely. 100%.
That's
100%.
That's probably right.
And Nick, in the chat, I think I now understand your question around whether all the agents work interchangeably. And I gave you a very convoluted, different answer before. The answer is no, they're not interchangeable. The whole point of the way we're setting up things is that these agents are like super specialized in what they do. So it's not like one super agent that tries to do everything, like give you a nice recipe for your omelet, but then also like stitch together a really cool video and like make an ad or an artsy video, make a music video. I don't think that the current models support this type of hyper general agent. It does not work. The idea of Glyph agents is that they're like super specialized and they have lots of context for the specific type of task that you're trying to do. And so they're not interchangeable, and that's part of the point, basically. But they can work together, and that's, that's then where the magic can happen.
Well, final thoughts?
I mean, awesome new model. Yeah. Facial likeness stuff, amazing. Anyone from OpenAI is watching this, please give us the like flexible aspect ratios, and then kind of like revisit the graininess.
Yeah,
it's an odd one.
I'm really happy with both the models. Like GPT, for me, I think works really well with. So if you do any type of like stylized cartoons or animations or anything like that, or if like that's kind of like where you lean, just from personal tests I was running last night, GPT does really, really well with stylized cartoons and anthropomorphic things and stuff like that, while keeping really nice, like realistic textures. Nano Banana is much stronger at like true photorealism, but GPT has the edge with the character likeness. So there are very, very good reasons why you should absolutely always ask yourself which one of these is better for me right now.
And next week we're going to test Flux Max, which also looks incredible.
Which, speaking of next week, so next week are we
Next week is
are
Christmas.
next
Christmas.
so that it's Christmas. So for you it would be, for both of you it would be Christmas already. So let's take a week off.
Oh my God, we're taking a week off. Okay.
Should we take a week off, or
Maybe.
should we? Because for me it's Christmas. For me it's Christmas Eve. So if
I don't think anyone wants to watch an AI stream on Christmas Eve. So we'll take a week off. We deserve a break.
We're going to take a week off, guys. So that means that we are going to be back on. Well, I will do the stream on the 31st. I know that's going to be really close to New Year's, actual New Year's for you guys, because it's late at night. So it's still like middle of the day, New Year's Eve for me. So if any, I'll hop on here for the stream on the 31st. And if any of you want to come join me, if you're around, you can.
Awesome. Thanks everyone. Thanks for tuning in. That was super fun. Eric, Tyler.
Guys, this is Glif.app. This has been the AI Slop review. If you make something cool with anything that we have shown you or with one of our agents, please tag us at HeyGlyph so we can see it and we can repost it. And if you're not already following us at all the places, at HeyGlyph, we are posting a lot of content, a lot of tutorials, especially on YouTube, especially on X, and there's always some goodies on Instagram as well. So we'll catch you guys. Maybe we'll catch you guys after New Year's, but probably New Year's Eve. We'll see.
Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Ciao.
Appreciate everyone.